Can you believe it's going to be 40 years since this great film came out? Well, you better believe it. With its new sequel not too far away from premiering this week on Netflix, might as well get this series on. So here it is. Here's my review of the one, the only Beverly Hills Cop. Hey man, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1984 buddy cop action comedy flick Beverly Hills Cop, released by Paramount, directed by Martin Brest, with screenplay by Daniel Petrie Jr. and story by Daniel Bach and Daniel Petrie Jr. himself. Starring Eddie Murphy as the titular character, whose name is Axel Foley, a street smart Detroit police detective who visits Beverly Hills, California to solve the murder of his best friend. The cast also features Judge Reinhold, John Ashton, Ronny Cox, Lisa Eilbacher, Stephen Berkoff, Paul Reiser, and Jonathan Banks. Now, I'm actually celebrating its 40th anniversary early because its anniversary isn't for another few months. The film was released on December 5th, 1984, just 4 days after it premiered in Los Angeles. Excuse me. This was the first film in the franchise and what shot A. Murphy to international stardom, even though after he had recently appeared in the film 48 Hours, which was a recent hit for Paramount 2 years prior. This film would eventually become a big hit, especially one of the highest grossing R rated films of all time. Now then, let's get into the story. Axel Foley is a plainclothes Detroit detective whose latest unauthorized sting operation goes sour when two uniformed officers intervene, resulting in a high-speed chase through the city that causes widespread damage. Axel's superior, Inspector Douglas Todd, reprimands him for his reckless behavior and threatens to fire him unless he changes his ways. Axel arrives at his apartment to find it has been broken into by his childhood friend Michael Tandino, or Mikey. Well, he had done prison time for a car theft the pair had committed when they were younger, but has since landed a role as a security guard in Beverly Hills thanks to mutual friend Jenny Summers. Mikey shows Axel some German bearer bonds, and Axel wonders how he got them, but chooses not to question him about it. After going out at a bar, they return to Axel's apartment, where two men, Zach and Casey, knock Axel unconscious and confront Mikey about the stolen bearer bonds and then murder him. Axel asks to be assigned to investigate Mikey's murder, but Inspector Todd won't allow it due to his close ties to Mikey. Under the guise of taking vacation time, Axel travels to Beverly Hills to solve the crime himself. He finds Jeannie working in an art gallery and learns about Mikey's ties to Victor Maitland, the gallery's owner. Posing as a flower delivery man, Axel goes to Maitland's office to question him about Mikey, but is thrown out of a window by Maitland's bodyguards and arrested for trespassing. At the local police station, Beverly Hills PD, Lieutenant Andrew Bogomil assigns Sergeant John Taggart and Detective Billy Rosewood to follow Axel. They have a humiliating and comical encounter with him when he temporarily disables their car. As a result, Billy and Taggart do not get along with Axel at first, but the three begin to develop a mutual respect after they foil a robbery at a striptease bar. Continuing his investigation, Axel sneaks into one of Maitland's warehouses, where he finds crates full of coffee grounds. He suspects they have been used to pack drugs, since he knows they are often used to cover the scent of drugs from police dogs. Axel also discovers that many of Maitland's crates have not gone through customs. After being arrested again, this time after a scuffle with Zach at Maitland's country club, Axel attempts to alert Bogomil that Maitland must be a smuggler, but Beverly Hills Police Chief Hubbard, who has learned of Axel's ill-advised investigative actions, orders that he be escorted out of town. Axel convinces Billy to pick up Jane instead and take her with them to the warehouse where a shipment is due to arrive that day. Axel and Jeannie break into the warehouse and discover several bags of cocaine inside a crate. Before he can get this newfound evidence to Billy, Maitland arrives with his associates Zach and Casey. Maitland takes Jeannie and leaves Axel, ordering that he be killed. Zach then tells Axel that he was the one who killed Mikey. After some hesitation, Billy enters the warehouse and rescues Axel after a brief gunfight during which he kills Casey. Now for the ending. You know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below as I'm now counting down. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Sorry, I went through that real quick. Okay. Taggart tracks Axel and Billy to Maitland's estate, where he joins the two in rescuing Jenny and bringing Maitland to justice. Together, the trio wipe out a number of Maitland's men, including Zach. With Bogomil's help, Axel then fatally shoots Maitland and rescues Jenny. Bogomil fabricates a story to Hubbard that manages to cover for all the participants without discrediting the Beverly Hills PD. Axel, realizing that his exploits while on vacation will likely get him fired from the Detroit PD, asks Bogomil to smooth matters over with Inspector Todd. When Axel mentions the possibility of setting up shop as a private investigator in Beverly Hills, Bogomil nervously agrees to wipe the slate clean for him. Later, Taggart and Billy meet Axel as he's checking out of his hotel and pay his bill. He invites them to join them for a farewell drink, and they accept the offer. End of story. So, what did I think of Beverly Hills Cop? I have to say, this film is fun and what have you. Sure, it does kind of have a few issues. It don't have too much action as I really wish it would have a little more, but even so, I found this film to be very entertaining and enjoyable. This is easily one of my favorite Eddie Murphy films of all time. This would probably be a top 5 for me. It might be somewhere close to the top, but I'm not too sure. If I try and get to watching more of Murphy's films, maybe I'll do a ranking. We'll see. Anyway, the film was released, and let me tell you, this this film stayed on top of the box office just as long than almost longer than just as long as any other. It made it number one for 14 non-consecutive weeks, tying it with Tootsie for the film with the most weeks at number one. Now, apparently, the film went on to make 234 million here in the U.S. Now, adjusted for inflation, it's the highest grossing R-rated film in the U.S. since 1977, with an overall total box office gross of $730 million in this year, against its $13 million budget. And became the third, and overall became the third highest grossing film behind The Exorcist and The Godfather. Now, for nearly 2 decades, the film held the record for having the highest domestic gross for an R-rated film until almost 20 years later when The Matrix Reloaded took over. The film currently sits at certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes with 83%, saying the buddy cop movie continues its evolution unabated with this A. Murphy vehicle that's fast, furious, and funny. The New York Times wrote, the film finds Eddie Murphy doing what he does best, playing the shrewdest, hippest, fastest talking underdog in a rich man's world. Eddie Murphy knows exactly what he's doing, and he wins at every turn. Time magazine wrote that Eddie Murphy exuded the kind of cheeky, cocky charm that has been missing from the screen since Cagney was a pup snarling his way out of the ghetto. The character of Axel Foley became Murphy's signature role and was ranked number 78 on Empire magazine's list of the 100 greatest movie characters of all time. Entertainment Weekly ranked this film as the third best comedy film of the last 25 years. According to Christopher Hitchens, the British novelist and poet Kingsley Amis, they considered the film a flawless masterpiece. The National Review called the film a truly contemptible film. And in 2003, the film was picked by the New York Times as one of the 1,000 best movies ever made. Anyway, this film got nominated for numerous awards, including the People's Choice Award, where it won for Favorite Motion Picture. It also even got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, and nominated for 2 Golden Globes for Best Motion Picture, Comedy or Musical, and A. Murphy was nominated for Best Motion Picture Actor in Comedy and Musical, but lost them, unfortunately. The soundtrack album, which was originally released on MCA Records, won the Grammy Award for Best Sound Score Soundtrack Album. Now, I used to have that album, as a matter of fact. It featured 3 big hit singles and what have you. It's most notably the most notable ones were the ever popular Axel F, composed and performed by the guy who does the score for the film, Harold Faltermeyer, which would later become the Frog song later on. But forget that version. You need the original song, not that one. As well as Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters and The He Is On by Glenn Frey of the Eagles. May he rest in peace. Soundtrack also had 2 hits from Patti LaBelle, including New Attitude and the Grammy Award winning Stir It Up. Now, I am going to say this was really, really awesome and what have you. Eventually did pretty well going. The soundtrack album did very well, going double platinum in both the US and Canada. It actually reached number 1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. In 2006, there would be a limited edition album featuring the complete film score of Faltermeyer's, which I thought was pretty good as well. So anyway, yeah, you can't go wrong with Beverly Hills Cop's score. But what about its cast? Well, they got some good ones. Now we have A. Murphy playing Axel Foley, definitely really good. Lisa Eilbacher played Jenny Summers. I really thought her performance was good. Stephen Berkoff played Maitland, very good villain. Judge Reinhold played Detective Billy Rosewood, and Ronny Cox played Lieutenant Andrew Bogomil, and John Ashton played Sergeant John Taggart. They were all real good characters. We have James Russo as Mikey, and Stephen Elliott as Chief Hubbard. Paul Reiser played the character Jeffrey Friedman, and Gilbert R. Hill played Inspector Todd. There's even an appearance by a young Damon Wayans in this film. Well, maybe not young. You get the point. Long before he even made it big, he played a character called the Banana Man, and director Martin Brest appears as the Beverly Palms Hotel checkout clerk. There's also an appearance by Bronson Pinchot, who would later go on to play Balky on TV's Perfect Strangers. Anyway, so you know the cast's pretty good. So overall, I thought Beverly Hills Cop was awesome. It became such a big hit. It would go on to have 2 sequels. Actually, it will now be 3 come this Wednesday. And I'll be talking about those real soon. So anyway, Beverly Hills Cop, it's a great film. It's got a great story. a great score, which is totally unforgettable, a great cast, and great characters. Nothing can go wrong with that film. But the only thing is, it just lacks some action bits and whatnot. But it does have a few fun, well, thrill ride type moments and what have you, though. So, with everything said, would I recommend Beverly Hills Cop? The answer is hell yeah, go for it. You won't be disappointed. This film is very, very good. Again, it's one of my favorites of A. Murphy's. Love it. So, what did you think of Beverly Hills Cop? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Please help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. And join me next time when I bring to you a review of the sequel to this, Beverly Hills Cop 2. So if you like this, check out my reviews of these other A. Murphy films I've already talked about. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of a film he did before this, and that's 48 Hours from 1982. Or if you would like, maybe, I don't know, something else of his, you can check out go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of Coming to America from 1988. Or if you'd like another buddy cop flick, check out my review of the original Lethal Weapon from 1987. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.